Hi, guys. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz. It's Mary, and I'm here with a special edition of Word on the Street. Now, I know you guys were expecting me to drop a Derek interview today, but guess what? He canceled at the last minute. I have a lovely young lady named Blazen sitting here to my left, and I will let you guys know exactly where she fits in the Derek and Monique chapter 1562. Because, girl, there's been so many chapters, Blazing. I know you're not involved in this ecosystem of reality TV and you have no idea. But since Derek has walked out of those prison gates, he has been involved in so many chapters. But I'm going to start my little slideshow because, as you guys all know, I was supposed to interview Derek today, and I'm going to let you guys know what happened. So just bear with me a moment. So I got a message from, as you guys can see here, Derek's manager 20 minutes before I was supposed to interview Derek today. And it says, hello, I have been made aware of some disparaging comments about my client, and he would like to cancel his interview for today. And I was like, what in the living fuck is going on? Because honestly, you guys know that my channel is not the Monique and Derek channel. I cover everyone and I bash everyone. And honestly, if there's any disparaging comments on this side, it's towards Monique. I was actually rooting for Derek. Okay, so I was looking forward to interviewing him today. I had a list of great, deep, meaningful questions. Only four of them about Monique. The whole interview was not going to be about Monique, Derek. So I don't know why you didn't just want to sit down with me. Was it maybe because of Blazing? But we'll get back to that. Okay. So I decided to respond to his manager, as you can see here. And his manager has not responded back. Maybe Monique was right. Maybe Derek did find her on Wish. I don't know. Okay. So I did a word on the street on Saturday, and I was talking about Dom Natty's interview. And this is where Blazen first came into my ecosystem. Now, Blazen has nothing to do with reality TV or anything like that. She's a private person. But on Friday, she came into my ecosystem when during Dom Natty's interview, she dropped a little comment that caught my eye. What was the comment, you may ask? Well, Dom, and by the way, shout out to Dom. Love you. That was a great interview. Dom asked Derek if he was single, and Derek said yes. So Blazen was a little annoyed. Blazen, what were you thinking when he said he was single during Dom's interview that made you drop this little comment that caught my eye?
Well, basically, I thought it was pretty hilarious how he can go and say he's single and try to tell me that, oh, I'm just saying that, trying to make conversation and for a PR stunt when you're coming home to me and in real life you're with me. And I looked at it as humiliating, really.
Okay, so this caught my eye and I said, Then I went to your story and I saw you posted this to your story right after the interview ended.
Mm-hmm.
What were you feeling?
Enraged. I had told him about that before. Now, prior to that, he did that live with the Instagram model. Now, I don't keep tabs on him. I don't, look at all his lives only because I don't like looking at the comments. So the thing is that I confronted him about it, and as usual, he lied. As usual, he said everything and then some, like, oh, I'm just doing that, but it's just lies.
So I reported in my word on the street that this caught my eye. And I said, Derek, because during that weekend, Monique, was upset about the things that he had said about her during the Dom Natty interview. So I was just saying on my word on the street, well, Derek, maybe you shouldn't care about Monique being upset, and you should be worried about this young lady because she's very upset with you. So maybe you should take care of this business. And Blazin, I shared that video with you, and I don't think there was any disparaging comments in that video. Just pointing out to Derek that this young lady was upset and maybe he should take care of business at home.
Exactly.
Okay, so during that weekend as well, he met up with an old friend, Nisha, his ex-fiancée. Now, my viewers and subscribers know that Nisha did an interview with Gio Malik 2 months ago, where she talked about how Monique and Derek stole her identity and, just basically spilled a bunch of tea. I did an article on my wordonthestreetreality.com reporting about the interview and directing everyone to go check out the interview on Gio's channel, like a reporter does. So, I have a question for you. Did he ever talk about Nisha with you?
Before I say anything, I just want to say that it's hard for me to talk really. I was definitely that kid in class that has a panic attack when they got to talk in front of the whole class.
Yes, I know. Yes, of course.
It's very hard for me to try to get my feelings into words, but no, he never talked about her to me. I didn't even really know about her, honestly.
Right. Because from what we understand, she was his first fiance, and she, he did her dirty. She went on another channel and just basically spilled a bunch of tea about he scammed him, and Monique scammed her, and was just a lot of dirt. So seeing them
sorry.
No, I'm sorry, you go ahead.
That's why I felt some type of way because, he got mad at me. Like when you asked me before, how was I feeling when I posted that? See, the only reason why I originally had even went that route was because when somebody is a narcissist and manipulating you and they're constantly shutting you down and they're constantly putting what you have to say on the back burner, you're going to feel some type of way. And then you keep holding in all your feelings and you keep holding in how you feel. Obviously, one day you're going to blow up. I'm constantly being nice to a person who, in reality, is going behind my back.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes,
sorry,
I'm
somebody's
here.
calling me. But yes, so somebody keeps calling me.
It's okay.
But yes, so definitely I felt some type of way, but like I said before, the thing with me and Derek is that I had no ill feelings for him whatsoever. I never wanted to bring anything to the media. The only reason why I did that is because that's all he cared about.
And we're going to explain who you are and why you didn't want to bring all this to the media shortly, because we're just going to go through this so everyone understand exactly what's going on. So then you text him right after you saw this live because you had no idea that he hooked up with her. On top of that, until someone sent you the live, apparently. And you text him, and he didn't want to talk.
No, he did not.
Okay, so
and that's a pattern.
He's ignoring you.
Yes.
And you're sitting there at home and you're like, what the hell is going on? So this is where you start speaking out. And this is where you're brought to the public because other bloggers have gotten wind that you're pissed off. And now this is where you start speaking out. So on your story, you start publishing this. And then we have, and I'm going to play back you speaking. And this is literally you speaking out against Derek, and you're so furious. Okay. So this is Blazen in her own words. And I want you guys to listen to the emotion and the fury on what this man does
Embarrassed.
to her.
I am so sick. I have been private, you know what I mean, in the background, not trying to say too much, not trying to post too much, constantly worrying about, you know what I'm saying, if anybody is going to, you know, notice that we're fucking with each other, whatever. I'm so done with it. I don't know if it's because I'm younger than this man. He feel like he could treat me like a little motherfucking girl, but I'm so fucking over the utter disrespect. Like, I did not see that live. Thank you to whoever that was who sent me that shit. That shows you how much I really don't give a fuck. I do not keep tabs and shit on him. I mind my own business. He's out of town. I was doing me with my own family. I did not see that. Okay? I did not see that shit at all until like an hour ago. I don't know all the details. I don't know. You know what I mean? I know what goes on and what he has to do, but at the end of the fucking day, you know what I'm saying? I don't appreciate certain shit. I feel like, you know, yesterday was not the time to do some shit like that, and I feel like, you know, that bitch is unnecessary as fuck, really. To put in live, because I understand you're trying to, you know, keep a storyline going, but this bitch need to be X'd out. I mean, she's 40 years old. I mean, the bitch is old enough to fucking be my mother. So I really don't know why the fuck he went on live with that bitch who's literally looking like, yay, he picked me as bitch. Like, I really don't. Sure did. Sure did. Sure did.
I love the cutting up of the dress, by the way. That I just loved. And I get it, girl. You were mad. You were mad.
Yes.
You were mad. And now we're going to get to
Very
why
mad.
you were cutting up a wedding dress. Okay?
Okay.
So, who are you to Derek? Like,
Well, as
everyone's
of right
probably
now,
watching me like, who? Okay, she's beautiful, but who is she?
yes. Well, I am his fiance, so um
And you
I
are
don't
very
really,
emotional as well,
yes. Yes.
because you have certain hormones running through your body.
Yes, exactly. That's why I'm so zoned out right now, because I am just all over the place.
How far
So,
along are you in your pregnancy, if you don't mind me asking?
a month.
Okay. Okay. So, and how are you feeling physically?
Very sick and tired, and I'm always asleep. Some days it's hard for me to get out of bed. I really don't eat as much anymore. I just feel my body constantly going through so many things, as this is my first child. So,
Yes, that was going to be my next question. Will this be your first child? Yeah, so this is a very new experience for you. You have
yes.
hormones running through your body, and your man, you know, the man that you love. And we're going to get into how
Hmm.
you guys met in the beginning and what you love about him in a minute, but we're just going to get all this out of the way so everyone understand what's going on. We're going to bring everyone up to speed, because guys, within the last 24 to 48 hours, so many things has happened. It's hard for me to keep up to speed. So now you start posting your receipts. I saw
Hmm.
where you posted where you applied for the marriage license 2 weeks ago,
Yes.
and you said that you guys didn't go through with it. Why?
Because he spent all the money at the casino, at Jack's Casino in downtown Cleveland. So, where he's always at.
So Derek has a gambling problem, allegedly.
Yes. Yes. That he tries to hide from me, but I'm not stupid. Nobody's at the casino 5 times to 6 times a week.
So you started posting his birth certificate and
Yes.
his driver's license and the text message, the wedding is off. You're angry, and he's just, is he answering the phone for you? Is he responding? Like, what is he doing?
Well, basically, after I had posted what I posted, all he did was send me the screenshots of my story. So instead of listening to what I had to say in the text messages of me expressing my feelings, to him, my hurt feelings, which I think that, you know, he should care about, as I am his girl. I'm much younger than him. I'm expecting, you would think that he would actually care. But instead, he's sending me the screenshots to try to be like, oh, but you did this. Only reason, like I said, why I posted that was because you bring everything to the media. He brings everything to the media. And you want to embarrass me for your storylines, your fake storylines. It's unfair. It's unfair because I try to work with him. I try to understand, but you're not going to disrespect me in the process. And disrespecting me in the process is going live with your ex that you claim you're just making amends with. I don't know if they hooked up or not, but I can only assume the worst.
Of course.
And then, like, you do a PR stunt with a model. Why would you need a PR stunt when you have a whole fiance? Why couldn't you post me? Why couldn't you just be honest? He don't understand. Nobody fucks with him because you are proving everybody right that you are a no good dude. Why can't you prove to people that you can be capable of treating a woman right? Why do you have to keep doing everybody dirty for your own expense? It's not right. It's not right.
No, you're right. It is. No, he should just, I just wish that he would just take responsibility, because
Yes.
when you were brought up in another interview, he lied. He
Yeah.
said, you know, as far as he knows, he's not expecting any children.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel to hear him say that? That must have ripped your heart out.
It didn't really hurt my feelings as much because I expect that from him. I didn't expect him to tell the truth. I didn't expect any miracle to happen and he just be honest with himself. I didn't expect that. I expect him to lie and do exactly what he has proven himself to be. And it hurts because he proved me wrong, because after everybody has talked about him and has tried to tell me, no, you should not be with somebody like that. You're going to school to be a dentist. You should not be with a felon. You should not be with somebody who did 9 years in jail. You should not be with a 30-year-old man. I looked beyond all of that. And he proved me that I was right. Because in my intuition, I said to myself, something is wrong with him. I just don't know what it is. So
let's start from the beginning. How did you meet him? Where did you meet him? How long ago?
So I met him in the springtime. It was around April. I met him at a club appearance and the rest was there. We just started texting and things got a little bit more serious. And so that's when I moved up to Cleveland and the rest is history. So
where was the club appearance?
In Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay. Was it a joint club appearance with Monique, or was it one of his solo ones?
No, it was just him. It was definitely just him.
So once you moved up to Cleveland, from what you understood, it was just you and him. It was supposed to be exclusive.
Yes.
Are you being hit up by other females that are telling you otherwise?
Well, now I am. After I had posted what I posted, all of a sudden everybody has a woman-to-woman paragraph to text me or want to laugh saying, ha ha, he's fucking me too. Something like that. So it's whatever. And then you have some people who like to exaggerate things. Like, girl, you know you never met him in person. He has not been to Atlanta in a long time, but you talked about, oh, he was trying to move me into a family home in August. What? Honestly ridiculous.
I mean, you have put up pictures of him in your house, you know, in your stories. And the other thing I wanted to ask you, you mentioned that you are going to school to become a dentist. Are you still currently in school? I lost her. Okay, so you are from Atlanta originally? Where are you from originally?
Well,
Okay.
I was born in Cleveland, Ohio, and then I moved to Atlanta, Georgia when I was little, and then I lived in Charlotte for like a year. So
Okay, so when you met Derek, where were you living? In Charlotte or Atlanta?
in Charlotte.
Okay, so were you going to school in Charlotte? You had your own apartment? What was your setup in Charlotte when you met him?
Yes, I was going to school.
Okay,
And I was staying with my mother. So my mom is like, I don't trust you staying by yourself because I don't think you're gonna finish college. So
so you were living at home with your family, going to school,
Mhm.
and you met Derek. And after how many months did you move out to Cleveland?
It's embarrassing.
Go ahead.
Like a month and a half, but I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay, go ahead. Tell me.
I had got out of a domestic violence relationship. It was a very bad one. I got out of it early last year, and that relationship has changed me as a person. It changed the way I view life, the way I view love. It changed me how I view myself. And I almost lost my life trying to heal myself. I have so many scars on my body from that relationship, stitches, all type of things. And I was not allowing myself to fall for anybody anymore. That's why I told Derek at first, I said, if you don't have any good intentions, we could just be friends. We don't have to do this, because I told him I mentally can't take it. I worked so hard to get rid of that pain that I had. And I told him, you need to be honest with me because I can't take it.
Right.
If I had a weak heart, I would probably have had a heart attack. That's how bad that relationship was. And he told me, no, you need somebody older and wiser to help you and guide you, man, and just sweet talking you, and as young and dumb, you believe it,
And you were
you
already
wanna believe
vulnerable
that you
from being in this
yes,
domestic
already
violence
vulnerable.
relationship. You were already vulnerable, and he was telling you
Yes,
something that you wanted to hear. You needed someone older
exactly.
to guide you. So a month and a half
Yes.
after you met him, you moved to Cleveland. Now, do you have your own apartment in Cleveland?
No, I do not. I'm staying with someone.
Okay, does he stay with
Yes.
you?
Sometimes he does. I stay with my family member. That's what we're working on. He stays with his family. I stay with mine because my stepdad lives up here, which is my mom's childhood best friend.
Okay.
So he helped raise me when I was little. So, that's like my dad, because my dad played for the Cleveland Browns, and he passed away when my mom was 6 months pregnant with me. So he helped take care of me when I was little. So, I stayed up here with him because that's also why I moved to Cleveland. It wasn't just for Derek. It was like, I want to be with my stepdad, and, I want to do a new college. So it was just very convenient. It wasn't just for Derek, but it was convenient that I had found somebody that I really cared about. So
There we go. Okay, so we're more clear on this, that you didn't move just for Derek. You also have family. You're changing. You
yes,
decided you were going to change a school. Okay, so
yes.
now, but Derek, had convinced you that your relationship is going to be exclusive. Is that what you understood?
No, basically, we weren't gonna go public. He never told me anything, like brought that up saying, oh, we're gonna be private. I'm the one who had told him, I said, all that stuff you got going on, I'm not trying to deal with that. I had my fair share of bullying with my last ex, who was all over the place with every other girl. I did not want to deal with it no more. I said, I don't want to be bashful. I just want to enjoy my man in private instead of on the internet, and people are going to believe whatever they believe, and make up their own
Right.
assumption, come at me. So
Okay, so you and Derek decide that you're going to be private, but it's just going
yeah,
to be exclusively you and him. You guys are a couple. No one else.
yes,
No seeing each other people. No seeing other people.
yes,
Okay,
yeah,
so now Derek is doing his thing. Derek is out here. From what we see, the outsiders, he's out here. He's doing his club appearances. He has women all over him. We see the post. We see him popping bottles and doing all this stuff.
yeah.
And you're sitting in Cleveland. What is he telling you about this?
Well, he tells me when he has to go out of town. Since I've been here, I think he only had one out of town, I think maybe twice.
Okay.
He was supposed to go out of town to Atlanta, but you know, that got canceled for various reasons. Obviously I can't go. I'm in school right now. I don't want to go really. So, he was honest about it. He was honest where he was going and, you know, what he'll be doing. So,
Okay. So now, do you want to explain what really set you off that made you decide to come out? Because you
well,
were starting to talk about the Instagram model shoot. Like, what
yes.
bothered you about that, as opposed to all these other photo shoots that he had been doing and the club appearances? And what was it about that particular shoot that bothered you?
It was just all of everything just sitting in my head and my heart. I was seeing everything and I'm trying to push it back. I'm like, no, because he's the last person I would think to do me weird because
Right.
he's 30 years old. I'm thinking, oh, he's 30, he's older, you know, he's about his work. He's not gonna play games like these other guys my age, you know, he means what he says. And the way that he treats me, it's almost like, you know, guiding me and like helping me mature as a person. So I'm holding all that in back. And when I do confront him in private about the little things, it's always shutting me down because he know that he's wrong. But I'm thinking, oh, he's just busy. He can't talk about it right now. I don't want to upset him right now because he's probably in public. But no, he just know that he got caught. And see, the way that I looked at it as like the PR stunts, you know, on live with, you know, other girls, whatever. Oh, it's just a PR stunt, babe. I promise, whatever. Running to my house to tell me, oh, please don't get mad, whatever. Doing all of this, and you have somebody at home. I got tired of him playing with me, telling me one thing in private, and you doing a whole nother thing in public. I couldn't stand that. So I said, fine then. If that's all you care about, and that's going to get your attention, because obviously me being nice to you and confronting you about what is hurting me, what is killing me inside, especially in the situation I'm in right now, you're not giving me the correct answers and the correct attention and the correct affection that I need right now. You're giving all of that to strangers, and some strangers who don't even pay you at that, and strangers who are making your reputation worse at that. And so I said, fine then. If this nice girl act is not working with him, I guess I have to pull a him on him. And that's basically to sum it up. I pulled a him on him. You want to embarrass me in public, I'll embarrass you. And but except I tell the truth. I don't sit up here and lie like him. So
When did you tell him? When did you tell him that you were pregnant? How long ago?
Well, I told him about 2 weeks ago, but he already knew. I was sick. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't be as intimate as we normally are. I was just all over the place. So he already knew. I just was lying to myself, like, no, I can't be. You know how you are. You're like, oh,
Right.
like, this can't be happening to me. Like, you know,
Right.
so I finally took the test and I told him, and he wasn't mad. He didn't get mad at me. He didn't cuss me out or act shady or anything. He was understanding about it. So
Have you ever met his family? Have you met his sisters? Do you think they know about you?
I honestly don't know if they know about me, and I haven't met them only because he always tells me how he has issues with his family. He always tells me how, you know, certain things that he wants to change with me. And that's why we were always really private, because we are both Libras. So we both go through the similar things. So we were bailing on some like it's us against the world type of thing in private. So
What qualities did you fall in love with him? Like, what did you see in him that drew you to him?
I'm not trying to say this to be like funny, but Derek is physically not my type. He's somebody that I probably would not talk to. if I wasn't in that vulnerable state. But now I think he's very attractive, if you will, because the person that you really think that you need and want is always somebody who was not your first pick. Okay. And I'm not calling him ugly or anything. He's very attractive, but he's just not somebody that I would have normally talked to. But it wasn't just his looks, it was just how, like, I felt heard. For once, I always felt misunderstood by people, but I finally felt understood by him. I finally felt like, okay, I can be myself. I don't have to sit up here and play like I'm something I'm not to please somebody else. And that's how at first I fell in love with him, which basically how he just, I wouldn't say mentored me, but just like, I don't know, just
He made you feel heard and wanted.
Yes, yeah. Yes, and like I study astrology. I did that for a long time. So the fact that he was a Libra like me, we both really connected on that, and we just had a lot of things in common. So
I know that you're very angry with him right now.
Yes.
But are you hoping to work things out?
I'm not gonna sit on here and lie like we aren't gonna work things out, because at the end of the day, like, we do have to face each other in real life,
Right. This is real life. That's what I'm trying to, like, this is real life. You're a private person. We
definitely haven't even exactly. This is my life. So it's like we haven't even officially broke up yet. So like,
you haven't even had a conversation with him yet. Have you?
Barely.
Like a sit down conversation?
Not a sit down.
Have you seen him face to face since this whole thing? No.
No, he's been out of town. He was supposed to be back in town on Monday, but he's not back home. So he has something coming for him when he get back home.
Definitely, he has something big coming for him when he gets back home.
I told him he's in trouble. You can do all this for, internet people and internet folks and people in Baltimore. You can have your little laugh and giggles for a few days, but you gonna have to come home and face reality. And that's the part I don't understand. If you gotta come home and face reality, why did you put yourself in this position? That don't make sense.
So say if Derek was to, you and him were to have a conversation.
Yeah.
What boundaries are you going to set with him? Because you need to set boundaries with him.
Well, now, since obviously we're not private, I will tell him I want a public apology. I don't care. Normally I don't care about those things because, like, I never really required that before, but in the position that we are in now, you're definitely going to have to do a public apology. And see, I'm not the type of person where I have locations and I stalk his page and whatever. That's why when he, for example, went on live with those other people or he's doing something, I don't see it to the next day because I'm minding my business. When he's away, I'm minding my business, doing me, whatever.
Right.
So I'm definitely going to set those boundaries of, number one, you're not going to, do God know what no more. You're not going to sit up here and take me for granted and take the fact that I give you freedom for granted, because I do give him freedom. I don't try to hunt him down or anything. I don't question him like that. But you took all of that for granted. And it was just nothing but disrespect. So I definitely want to get that out of the way. I also want him to just be more honest. Like, tell me. Like, I understand you might be scared to tell me something because you think I'm going to get mad, but I tell him everything. Like, that was like my best friend. Like, I tell him everything of my day. Like, so I want him to just tell me, like, hey, I'm about to do X, Y, and Z. Not have me find out with everybody else, because I'm not the general population.
And you guys are supposed to be a team. Tell him we're a team.
Because he wants our finances. He wants our finances to be a team. So I feel like I should know, what you're doing, like the truth about things.
Right. So, communication is key in the team. Exactly. Communication is key. Tell him that, just
I told him, I said that. I said, I cannot work like that. I require communication.
Yes.
I can't work like that. And see, in person, we'll talk about it and stuff like that. But, a lot of times when I'll see things or whatever, it's always he's out of town or he's busy out doing something. It's always something. So,
No.
and I definitely, the biggest boundary I want to set of all is don't have me look stupid anymore. And what I mean by look stupid anymore is not just to the public, but to myself.
Yes.
I feel like I let myself down. I was in a position last year where I prayed just to feel happy, just to wake up and not feel pain anymore after that terrible relationship that I was in.
Right.
I prayed for better days. I don't want to be brought back into that. And I know a lot of people are like, well, what did you expect or whatever? I don't judge people for their past. Just how he didn't judge me for my past and my past relationship, I didn't judge him, because I feel like at the end of the day, even the wicked people, everybody has somebody. I don't care if you mean, I don't care if you're ugly, I don't care if you're the most beautiful person in the world. Everybody has somebody at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
I feel like that too. I do. I feel like that.
yes.
So where do we go from here, do you think, once Derek comes home? If he ever comes home, because at this point,
Right?
it looks like he's running.
God knows what. Yeah, I really don't know, because in my mind, see, that's why I'm so like at loss for words, really. I'm in disbelief.
Yeah.
Because all this stuff kept coming back to back. It was not no slowly gradual process of me finding out things. I'm finding out all of these things. And like now my private relationship that I was proud of is just ruined, in shambles now.
Right.
And so I really don't know where to go from here. I mean, I feel like if it's meant to be, it'll be meant to be. I know that I'm not going to sit up here and say that he does not love me. He does not care. I won't say that. So I'm not going to sit here and act like he did, me completely wrong and treat me, bad the whole time.
Right.
I know he loves and cares for me, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to do more. You have to do more. This ain't it. And I'm not the type of person, I don't ask for much. I really don't. He could tell you that. I'm not clout chasing. I don't ask him for nothing. I don't ask him for no money. I don't ask him for anything. I feel bad when he buy me little stuff that every man buys their female. I feel bad. So it's like, I just want him to understand that, dude, like, everything that we have built together and everything that we have became, I want you to just live that. You have your Instagram name as, live life true, then live our truth. Just live our truth.
Right.
Don't sit up here and, do all this extra stuff. I want him to put his past to rest, is what I'm trying to say. I want him to put his past to rest. I don't want him to piggyback off the Monique and all that situation no more. I don't want that no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that anymore. All that past exes and whatever, leave that alone.
Right. And it's possible. I mean, if Derek really wants to continue the show and just focus on Derek, it's possible for him to do it because, like I said, this is my ecosystem. I cover the show. The show has had other inmates continue with new people.
Yeah.
So like Derek, it's like there's nothing wrong with having a new relationship.
Exactly.
Be honest about it. It's happened before. Do the research on your own show, Derek. Other cast members have moved on with other people. Check it out. Do the research on your own show. Just be honest. Communicate. And things may just go your way. Or
Exactly. That's what I told him. I said, what you're doing, this fake bootleg bachelor gig that you're trying to play, everybody is laughing at you. I swear to God, I told him a week ago, I said, Derek, you're my man and I love you, but do you not see your comments? Oh, I don't care about them. You say you don't care, but you're constantly doing things for more and more people to say something to you. Why
he doesn't care about comments, but he canceled my interview for disparaging comments.
Exactly.
Isn't that
But
how
all of a
that
sudden,
works?
and see, this is completely off topic, but it's really funny to me how I post one thing, but you linked up with Nisha, who did a whole interview on you and gave you all these allegations that
Mhm.
could really send you to jail. Okay, she said something that could send you to jail. He texted me and said I was a police informant because I posted his birth certificate and his ID when I literally crossed out. Nobody can do nothing with
I
those.
know. Yes, I know.
crossed it out.
You did what
I
I
crossed
do.
it
You
out.
crossed out identifying information. Yes.
Exactly. I crossed it out because at the end of the day, that's still my fiance for as of right now. Why would
Yes.
I do that? Why?
I'm losing audio. I can't hear you.
Hello?
Okay, there you go. Wait.
Okay. So I was like, why would I do that? But you want to call me a police informant because I posted those two things, but she literally said you stole her whole identity. And like it's baffling to me because it's like you want to make amends for what? You know what I'm saying? You want to make amends for what?
I know.
Did not like that at all.
I don't know. I just wish you all the best. I just wish, I really do. I wish you all the best. I think you need to have a serious conversation with Derek and set your boundaries. And if he doesn't adhere to the boundaries, girl, just let him go. Because it's not worth it. You were already involved in one relationship that nearly took you, and you don't need to be taken again. And you know what I mean when I say by being taken. Your heart, your soul, your mind, you don't need that.
Is once you lose your mind, and I want to say this just to help other people out, don't ever let your mind slip, because I always was the type of person where I said, I don't think that I could ever be depressed. How do people sit there and let themselves to get depressed? Don't let somebody take your soul away from you in your mind, because once those things go, life is no longer life. It's hell on earth. And it took everything in my power to get out of that. So if anybody is in any type of thing that hurts them in that type of way, and you can feel yourself slipping through the cracks, please leave it alone.
Yes, it's
and
not
that's one
worth
thing
it.
that
Not worth it. Whatever it is, it's not worth it.
Because if I right now, I'm surprisingly not, I'm not to that point right now, because it hasn't been way too long, and it's still a lot of things to talk about, but I just want to let this and I'm not dumb. If I felt like I'm being pushed to the edge to where I can't take it anymore, and I feel the slightest bit of how I felt before, I'm leaving him alone.
Yes.
And I'm going to let him know that, because he thinks that, oh, I'm never going to leave him alone. I'm always just going to sit here and, be Betty Crocker, the housewife, all day while my husband do who know what. No, I'm going to tell him, I have feelings too. My feelings matter, and you will not hurt me. So, and I feel like because we're engaged, and it's not even about that. At this point, it's about the baby.
Yes. Did he give you a ring? Do you have an engagement ring from him?
He did not give me a ring, because it wasn't like a official proposal. It was more so an agreement because of our future and what we want to have together, and our plans in the future would just make more sense if we were married. So we was not going to have no big wedding ceremony or whatever. We were just going to do something simple, pick up our marriage license and then go to I chop this word up all the time, the municipal court, to have our actual little ceremony where we just say our I do. So, but I took it seriously because I'm an extra person. I had to have a white dress.
Of course.
And
of course.
I cut it up because it just wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. It was a little bit too fluffy. I felt a little bit too much like a little fairy princess in it. So I already didn't really like it. I kind of wanted to get me a new one. So that's why I ripped it up, but also because I was mad. And he also got mad because I ripped it up too.
Oh, so he got mad that you ripped up the dress. He's not mad because of what's, your feelings. He doesn't care of, that you're hurt. He's mad that you cut up the dress.
He's mad because I cut up the dress, but my feelings about everything else that I have seen that you've been doing in Baltimore,
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. But
Does-
it's his last straw when I cut the dress. That's crazy.
That is crazy. That's crazy. Oh my God. Derek, what is wrong with you? I know you're not going to listen to
Literally.
this. Well, he probably will, but what is wrong with
He
you?
probably will.
He probably will. What is wrong with you?
Literally.
Well,
And
girl,
you in trouble when you get home, Derek. So
yes, Derek, you're in
just
big
let that
trouble
be
when you get
known.
home. Yes.
Yeah.
You cannot avoid her for long.
I
Okay.
know.
You're avoiding her. You pissed off 2 hormonal females. I'm in menopause and she's pregnant. Okay. And this is what happens when you piss off
Exactly.
2 hormonal females. Okay. Because I was willing to give you a chance to give you a fair interview before I ambushed you
Yes.
with her, for the record. Well, it was nice
Definitely.
meeting you.
You
Thank you so much for
too.
sitting down. You have a girl,
No
DM me
problem.
anytime. I'm gonna keep in touch with you. Okay. Let me
Will
know.
do.
Let me
Will
know.
do.
Okay, please let me know when Derek calls you when you have to talk with him. Okay.
I
Okay.
got you.
All
Yes,
right.
I got you. I
All right.
definitely got you.
Thank you so much. And everybody,
No
please,
problem.
please subscribe if you don't already. Hit that like button and share my video with a friend or 10. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much.